It started as a regular day in our family life. I was 34 years old, and it seemed like life was going on as usual. Work, home, and daily responsibilities. My wife, who was 32, had always been someone I could rely on. We had been together for many years, building a family, going through the ups and downs like any couple. And despite the difficulties, I thought we had managed to build a stable relationship where there was love and mutual respect. However, one night changed everything. 6 months ago, my wife and I had an argument. It was nothing unusual, just the usual stress from work and everyday life piling up. At that time, I didn't even give it much thought. But that evening, she left the house. I tried calling her multiple times, but she didn't answer. The phone stayed silent, and as the hours went by, my worry grew. I imagined all sorts of things: an accident, unexpected circumstances, something serious. Eventually, exhausted with worry, I fell asleep on the couch, waiting for her to call or text, but she never did. The next morning, she came home, tears streaming down her face. I knew something terrible had happened, but I wasn't prepared for what she told me. She sat her down across from me and, with a trembling voice, confessed that she had slept with my best friend. It felt like my world collapsed. She wasn't trying to justify her actions, and when I started asking questions, she didn't hold back. Her honesty was brutal. She told me everything, in detail, without holding anything back. She explained how it happened, what she felt, and the worst part, admitted that it was better, that with him, she felt like a woman again. I had read stories about people trickling the truth, but she just threw everything out there at once. She said she regretted it, not because it was bad, but because it wasn't with me. She hated who she became in that moment, but the fact remains, did it? My reaction was immediate. I was in such shock that the first thing I said was that I wanted a divorce. She broke down, begging me not to leave her, promising to do whatever it took to make things right. In that moment, still in complete shock and confusion, I somehow gave in to her seduction, and we slept together. To this day, I can't believe I did that. How could I? She had just come back from being with my best friend, and I immediately caved to her advances. That moment remains one of the most painful mistakes I made during the entire ordeal. After that, everything changed. She started doing everything I asked of her and more. She installed GPS in her car, downloaded the Life E360 app so I could track her every move. She carried a voice recorder in her purse to record all her conversations. She video called me every hour, showing me where she was and who she was with. She gave me full access to her phone. Every time my ex-best friend or any other man tried to reach out, she blocked them without hesitation, sending me screenshots of the messages as proof. It seemed like she was willing to do anything to prove her loyalty and atone for her mistake. During every couples therapy session, she took full responsibility. Even when the counselor tried to explore deeper issues in our relationship, she insisted that it was entirely her fault. Later, I found out that she had also cheated on her previous husband, which only added more bitterness to how I saw her as a person. She vowed never to give in to temptation again. She would tell me that I was better in bed now, that our sex life was improving, even better than it had been with my former best friend. But instead of making me feel better, it made me feel worse. I started hating myself. To drown out the pain, I began working out, getting in shape, hoping it would give me back some confidence and help heal what had been broken. But it only made things worse. The better I looked, the more she wanted sex, and though I tried to enjoy it, thinking it would make things better, it didn't help. We tried to move forward. She showered me with affection, cooked my favorite meals, planned surprise dates, and left sweet little notes around the house. To our friends and family, we seemed like the perfect couple. Everyone thought we had weathered the worst and had come out stronger. Her parents and my parents begged me to stay with her, saying it was just a one-time, drunken mistake. Everyone around me said I should give her another chance, that she had truly changed, but I couldn't shake the feeling of betrayal. Every time she kissed me, I wondered if she was thinking about him. Every time we made love, I asked myself if she was comparing us. And the worst part actually was, 6 months had passed since her confession, and last night, she asked if she could go to a party with her friends. I agreed, since she had worked so hard to regain my trust. She video called me every 30 minutes, showing me that she was really with her friends. But deep down, something didn't feel right. Despite the lack of evidence, I couldn't shake the feeling that she was still cheating on me. During the last video call, as she was showing me that she was getting into the car, I told her I wanted a divorce. She rushed home, panicking, asking why. I explained that I appreciated her efforts and progress, but I felt like she wasn't truly sorry, she just didn't want to lose me. I don't know if that's the truth, but it's how I feel. And here I am, feeling like a monster for wanting to end things after she has worked so hard to fix our relationship. She's been nothing but devoted and sincere in her efforts to make amends. But I can't get over the image of her with my best friend, the pain of her betrayal. Every time I close my eyes, I see them together, and it tears me apart. I think about how we were supposed to be only with each other, and she ruined that. I never truly processed the pain. I just gave him less than 24 hours later after finding out. The only thing I regret is that it took me 6 months to come to this conclusion. I feel lost and conflicted. I don't know if I'm punishing her or trying to save myself. Maybe this will all blow over, and I'll just settle down. But seeing my ex-best friend recently threw me completely off balance. I hate my life.